moment we've waited for. AbilityMKE Now.
Welcome to Ability MKE Now. My name is Sue Roscoff. Ability MKE Now is a place where we are dedicated to inclusion, connection, community, bringing people together, being relevant to everybody. And that is exactly what we do here, bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own, with people we know, or with people we encounter in our everyday lives. We all have different and unique abilities, and that is what we celebrate. Here at Ability MKE Now, we celebrate the ability in all of us. And joining us today is my co-host, Michael Martin Hummel. Michael is a writer, speaker, and podcaster who works to bridge the gap between disabled and able-bodied people. And I am so glad to see you today. How you doing, Michael?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me. I'm good to see you too.
Excellent. And oh my goodness, lots going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
We are privileged to have you joining us tonight, and we have an amazing guest bringing all sorts of information and insights our way today. Jim Peconin is an amazing gentleman that is a life architect. If you've never heard of a life architect, you're going to be fascinated by the things that Jim all does. Jim, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome.
It is so good to be here. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Peconin. Yes, I'm a life architect. That means I'm a coach. I'm a life coach, but I'm very specialized. I do a lot of work in trauma and having people understand how you create this crazy experience called life. And the thing is whether it's ability or disability, we all have to find a way to get through this crazy thing called life.
And that is something that we don't want to do alone. We want to make sure as much as we can. Now I say that, and I'm an introvert. I like my alone time. However, really being able to connect with others does make a difference, doesn't it?
Makes a huge difference. Yes, it makes a huge difference.
So, and I know this time of year too is. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You go ahead, because I know you're going to say this time of year is really difficult. So maybe we should how do you get through the winter doldrums, shall we call it?
It's a big deal, especially around here where it's been so cold for so long, and we're past the holidays now. We're into that stretch of the season where the holiday excitement is behind us, and summer does not feel close enough yet. It's a ways off. It's not warm out yet.
Yeah, summer is months away, and one of the things as spiritual beings in a human experience, one of the things you often have to create is a reason, and I don't care if that is a Memorial Day trip, a 4th of July trip, but you've got to create a future to live into. And this is the toughest time of the year because everybody had all the holidays to be excited about, and then there's New Year's, and then there's January, and now we're in February, and we know it's not really going to warm up until April, May, or maybe even June. So how do you keep your sanity through the gray, all of the snow, and then even the sunshine when it's still cold out and it's still below freezing, when it feels like you're trapped inside?
Yeah. What do you do? How do you make that difference? And I think you kind of nailed it though already, where you need to find something to grab onto. You need that, and that is it makes a big difference. If you have at your fingertips, in your mind here, what is it that I want to look forward to? Are you somebody who loves like 4th of July fireworks? Do you like that type of thing? You can start looking now at what's coming up. I know for us
Yeah.
personally, we created an event. Actually, 29 years ago, we decided to create an event that brings friends and family together, and we purposely we put a lot of thought into when should we do this, because looking at our calendar, what does it look like, when's that sweet spot for what would work for as many people as possible. And we ended up choosing the first full weekend in February because it is after the holidays and the weather is not great. It's been a little different every year. Sometimes it has been crazy cold that weekend, but it still has brought people together and it gives us something to look forward to. And it's we actually completely stole a name because we started 29 years ago, and Seinfeld was a
Yes.
huge thing on the air at the time, and so we went with
Yes.
Festivus. So it's just a thing for us, but for the
Right.
rest of us.
Right. Isn't that a celebration for the rest of us? Festivus, right?
Exactly. It was
And
basically a very made up holiday and it had all sorts of quirkiness to it, and we latched onto that big.
yeah, yeah. One of the things, so if you're in the Milwaukee, is this a local thing or is it an online thing?
Yes, actually, we do something actually at our house for part of it, but we're on Zoom.
Okay.
We are so connected now. It's just so many people all over the world. It's both. We actually are on Zoom and in person and do different activities based on where people are at and how they're attending. But we've opened it up so it really is for everybody.
So that would be a beautiful way. So if you're in the area, come join locally. And then if you're in another part of the remote part of Wisconsin, where you barely, oh, look, the sun's up there, don't you know? And it's already going down. Like you can join by Zoom, and this is something to look forward to. This is an actual thing to know that you're going to be interacting with other people. You're going to be having fun. There's going to be activities. Like, what a perfect thing to do to kind of re-enliven you during this time.
And my mantra's always been, bring a friend. That's the type of thing of if you, especially I know if I'm going to some place that I've never been before, it's nice to bring somebody with you because then at least you know somebody. But really, we're one of those places where I feel like Cheers, that old show Cheers. Everybody knows your
Oh
name.
yeah,
Everybody's it's all about
right?
having fun and connecting, and
Yeah,
that's been a thing for a long time. So, but
nice.
when I think of getting through those doldrums, do you have some other tricks up your sleeve or other things that you talk with people about that helps them getting through that type of experience?
I'm going to share a few things that I have learned over the years, because one of the things I know, this is about the time of year, like, do you have a schedule? And I know this sounds simple, but if you have a schedule some fun things in. That might be simply, it might be a trip out somewhere. It might be going to a movie. It might be going snowshoeing, going skiing. It may but actually put a schedule together where you have some journeys out and where you're moving. Because one of the most amazing things, even if it's taking a snowshoe walk, right? Rent some snowshoes, go for a snowshoe walk, because even the simple things, getting out and getting motion going, what that does is it moves the energy in your body. It will re-energize you. And as you get re-energized, the doldrums of winter will go away. Now, another thing you could possibly do is, do you have a favorite movie series? Like maybe you want to watch all of the Lord of the Rings. And not only do you want to watch the Lord of the Rings, but you want to watch the extended versions. Because if you look at all three of them, it adds about 3 hours on. And you may want to invite some people and say, hey, we are having all day Saturday or all day Monday or all day whatever. Or, something, come on over. We're going to have some dinner and we're going to watch half of this movie. and now you space it out to where people get together, you're doing something, you're talking. You may even do that, and all of a sudden you come over to watch a movie, but you end up talking or playing some games.
All the things that come with that, the being connected to people really does, in my mind, that makes a big difference. The more isolated we are, the tougher it can be, especially just the mental aspect of that. If you're
Oh,
by yourself, and there's some real pieces with that. Michael, I'm going to pass it over to you. You have something for that too?
I just had a question. I was
Yeah.
curious about when Jim, when you were working with a client and they are wanting you to help them design their life or architect their life, what is your first steps and how do you go about it first?
that's a great question. So when I work with people, their life is the program. Does that make sense? I'm not 10 steps to happiness. And one of the first things I do with them is I get them to understand what I call their core wound or their break from love.
Okay.
Because as young humans, we were all born in the space of love. And I'm talking at a 5,000-foot level, right? We were all born. And then all of a sudden, between 18 months and 7 years old, something happens and you have a break from love. And as a result of that break from love, you create a core story. So, quite literally, when you get in your funk or when things aren't going well, it is always a permutation, a 10, 20, 30, 40 years permutation of that. So the first thing that I do with clients is have them understand their roots. Because when you understand the roots of your not of love side of you, then it becomes easier to see it when these pop up. And then quite literally, we can create activities and events that happen to feed the love side of you, and they don't activate or trigger the not of love side of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
I like
then
that.
the next thing I'll do with them is we will begin to look at how they spend their days, because oftentimes if you get in a funk, you are spending your days doing things that keep you in the funk, right? You ever notice
Yeah.
what do and especially, and I'm going to say, like, if you have the space of depression, depression begets depression, because all of a sudden you just sit there, and as you sit there, your mind goes deeper in your funk. And it's like a drill going through the ice, only it just keeps going. It doesn't get anywhere. And
I-
yet,
I'm I'm
what,
I'm a big overthinker and wallower.
oh, that's a perfect one. So you know what my favorite thing to do with overthinkers is?
What?
And I have a client who is a deep overthinker. We started meditating.
Yeah.
Now, he's such an overthinker that I will every day, we have a 10-minute meditation. And may I share with you what happened after 4 days doing meditation with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the first day he's like, this isn't doing anything. The second day it's like, this really isn't doing anything. I'm just missing all the work. After the fourth day, he says, you know what happened this morning is I remember when I was in my 20s and I used to meditate all the time. And in the almost 2 weeks we've been doing this, he's calmer, he's more collected, and all of a sudden he's not overthinking as much.
Well,
So it's really reprogramming your mind to have an alternative to the things that you programmed it to up to today. That's a great question.
Wow. That's huge. So, well, and if somebody's never done any kind of meditating before,
Right?
how do you introduce that to them? Because if they haven't
So
done it yet, they probably are thinking that's for
yeah,
somebody else, right?
they're like, well, hold it. Like, that's that woo-woo stuff.
Yeah.
That's that crazy stuff that unique people do. But some of our more successful people will tell you, until you find a way to quiet the mind, your world is going to appear incredibly chaotic. Some of the things you can do, and I'm gonna give you a secret. Years ago, when I first started coaching, I would actually use TV shows and movies, and there's a series called Avatar the Airbender, and it's the cartoon series. And if you begin to watch that series, it opens your mind up to meditation and getting a clear mind and coming into the one, right? The other thing you can do is go on YouTube and find, just put introduction to meditation in, find something that engages you.
Interesting. And that's so simple. I love that. That's
Well,
people need simple in order to actually take
Well-
action sometimes.
I mean, here's the funny thing. People that work with me, they actually return back to simple. Because like Michael said, Michael's an overthinker, right?
Yep.
Right. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
as an overthinker, what overthinkers tend to do, because I used to be one, we overcomplicate everything.
Yes, I do.
And it just gets crazy. So yeah. And I know it's a simple thing, but here's the thing. What if it were actually that simple?
To be able to make
Well,
a
let's get-
difference. Yeah. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Life can be simple. For me anyway, it's the overthinking and the negative self-talk that gets in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You just pushed a button. May I share a little lesson? And this is a lesson that people I work with when we go through.
Sure.
And Michael, may I use you as an example?
Sure.
Can you tell me what one simple negative thing do you say about yourself that you could share on the air? A very simple one.
Because I'm disabled, I grew up thinking that I was never good enough.
Yeah, because I'm disabled, I grew up thinking I wasn't good enough. Now, if you're listening to this, I want you to ponder that. Now, I'm gonna say something. Y'all are gonna hate me for 30 seconds, but I need to say this to make the point, okay?
Mhm.
Oh, Michael, you know something? Because you're disabled, you're probably never gonna be good enough. Now, what's your first thought? What's the first thing you want to tell me, Michael?
I'm pissed at you for
Anger.
Say it,
like,
say it. Say it.
being
Anger, right?
getting at my
You're-
core.
You're pissed at like I just took and I just hit you in the most vulnerable place, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So here's my lesson. And first off, I apologize for saying it, but I need to do this to have the lesson. And this is for the listening audience also. Do you notice when you say something negative about yourself, you don't get angry at you for saying it. You think it is what it is. But when an external person, especially a coach or a leader or somebody else, says the exact same words back at you, you said that very gently that you were up. I'm going to use the word upset. And it's like, why is it that and this is for everybody listening, I really want you to ponder this because this can give you a huge breakthrough. Why do you accept what external people say as the violation that it is? But yet when you say it to yourself, there's quiet acceptance. Does that make sense?
Completely.
And know as a fellow human, I love and adore you. your disability, it has no vision in my head. Is that clear?
Yeah.
But I had to do that. Can I tell you a story about the first time I did that in an addiction recovery room? A human said four negative things about themselves. I'm like, I tend to agree. And I repeated those four things. You know what happened in that room?
You got
Three
very
people.
angry.
That's an understatement. They were yelling names at me. They were calling names. Three people got up and they wanted to punch me out. And after I calmed everybody down, and after I said what I said to you, you could have heard a pin drop in that room because they got it, because they understood. Negative self-talk is a lie. There is no truth in negative self-talk. Yet you say it as if it is written in stone inside of your head.
There's such truth in that, and we can all relate to that. So, that is huge. Thank you so much for sharing that.
And I want to offer a sincere apology, Michael, to you for having to say that, because it makes my heart hurt, and I'm sorry. And sometimes we have to do what we have to do so that we can learn a lesson. And sometimes the lessons are hard. So I apologize.
You don't apologize. I appreciate it.
I know I do for me. This is the toughest lesson that I have to give to people because of the anger that you felt.
I look at it as a different perspective.
Yes, and thank you for giving me the learning lesson there.
Thank you.
Well, and I do have one more friend that is joining us, and she is the master of So Go Out and Play. And that totally fits into the conversation we've been having here with doing good things and finding things to look forward to. Marianne of Waikiki with Acts of Kindness series is here. Marianne, how are you?
I'm wonderful. So thank you so much. Aloha, Milwaukee. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. I'm the author and Apple game developer of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk manus puppets. So the books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and a soundtrack by Lucy and the Perfect Wave. And so go out and play every Saturday with us on the World of Ability podcast. Join us. We are featuring a book club every Saturday. We have a guest reader, Trina Redmond, who's a daycare director up in Canada, good friend of mine. And we are reading the chapters of Underwater Acts of Kindness. And we are moving along. We had Saddam Papa John join us and showcasing the sea turtle. And we've been on his VIP Mondays with him also as well. So we're doing good things for ocean cleanup. Now, Jim, talking about meditation. So when I was going through challenges over in Hawaii after being in an auto accident and vertigo episodes, I met my deaf friend Scott, and I ended up interpreting for him for a decade. And we became Reiki masters together at the Unity Church of Hawaii. And through guided meditation, I asked what my next purpose was, and it kept channeling to me that I was going to write a series of children's sign language books with puppets. And I laughed. I said, with puppets? How's this? Who, what, when, what? Why? Me? Okay. And it kept channeling. And we walked down to the Ala Moana Mall. And there was a tree of folk manus puppets, and there was a chicken I could put my hands in and I could sign with. There was a bee puppet that I could put my hand in, finger spell. So go out and play as our tagline. So we're talking about what to do during these transitional, snowy, winter, rainy months of what to do. Well, we have YouTube channel, and you can meet Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, and learn the ABC ASL finger spelling alphabet. And it's free. And if you're a classroom teacher in the United States of America, you can request copies of the books and coloring books and folk manus puppets for every single student in your classroom. So we have great things that are happening. And again, you can meet us on the World of Ability podcast. And so go out and play, Milwaukee. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. Now, I used to be a former Michigander. So I grew up in those snowy days, and we like to play and ski. And Hawaii gave me a different type of opportunity year round. And well, one of the snowy days, it's raining, so you're still sitting inside. And what are you going to do? And you got to shift your vibration. And so listening to solfeggio frequency music can uplift you. I got a fireplace on right now, so it's making me feel a little bit warmer. And you can go on YouTube and find amazing music to listen to and learn to play the piano, learn to play the guitar. I mean, there's so many talent things that you can do and find out what your talent is. And who would have thought that I was going to be creating these Acts of Kindness series book trailers and finger spelling with these amazing characters and talking about ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, and climate change. So thank you again, Milwaukee, for having me here. Thank you, Michael and Sue. Jim, great conversations. Looking forward to you in the future as well. Mahalo, Milwaukee. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. So go out and play, Sue.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. And yeah, actually the whole idea of learning the alphabet in sign language. What an easy thing to do. There's so many resources available for doing that exact thing. And all of a sudden you just expanded your vocabulary and who you can communicate with just like that. It's not hard. It's just it's a matter of saying, hey, I'm going to take it on and learn how. And it's fun. So going out and playing and making a game of it, that's again the whole idea of having fun with what we're doing. You got to enjoy what you're doing. You got to find a way to enjoy your time. We all have, well, what do you want to say? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We don't know how many days we get to enjoy and play with, and we got to enjoy each and every one of them to the best of our abilities because it's just that's that unknown. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I want to make sure that I make the most of each and every day and try to be that positive voice, that positive influence around. So I know we've got just a couple minutes left. I want to go around the room here and just ask any final thoughts, any words of wisdom to share. And actually, Michael, if I could go ahead and start with you with what's on your mind for tonight.
Um, I just like really like the Jim's answer to his question, and I liked how in depth he got. So I want to thank him.
Excellent. That's beautiful. Thank you. So, Jim, I'll pass it to you.
Okay, so and for everybody listening, I want to thank you. And one thing I want to share is my website. So my name is Jim Picone, and I'm a life architect. And my website is AmazingLifeDesign.com. That's AmazingLifeDesign, all one word.com. And I love being on this show. Thank you.
Awesome. That's perfect. And actually, your website says it all. Amazing life design. How perfect. Oh, and
Right?
yeah, exactly. It's like we all need that, but you got to actually think about that, right? And so what?
Well, yes, you have to think about it, and then you have to do the actions that have it be real.
I love it. Yeah. So going out and playing, as Marianne's tagline reflects. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love this conversation tonight. So practical and so much value for each of us. I love that the idea of being able to look forward to things because that's what life's all about, being able to see the future and what's there because there's always something there. It's just got to be take that moment and look for it. For all of us at Ability MKE Now, we thank you.